hand for them. You can also clap. Yeah. Wow, firstly look at this panel. I know you all have been waiting for this one. So thank you so much for coming and waiting for this big finale of our big day. Ladies and gentlemen, well done. I have seen quite a bit of it. Let's ask the audience. Guys, audience में से ये पैनल के बाद कितने लोग जाकर हीरा मंडी देखेंगे? हाथ ऊपर करो. Already seen it. Already seen it. Well done. मैं आके पूछूंगा. Don't just say that. Okay. Over to you all. Firstly, Ferdinand, I'll start with you. You're sitting right next to me. So much excitement about your comeback. Your entry scene with Sonakshi, I remember, where it's so much about your appearance and how good looking you are. Is that very flattering?
Whether it's a comeback or not, yes, it's always flattering when one character tells another character, though they think they're looking good. So I take the compliment with all the grace. And I am going to pretend that you meant it.
It was truthfully said, don't worry.
Thank you. But I'll return the same to you. You look fabulous too. How does it feel? It's always wonderful. Especially when you've had such a long gap as I have. It's a special feeling. And just to be working with this wonderful cast and all this bunch of talent is just very, very special.
Right. Promise them no more gaps.
Oh, I promise on everything sacred.
I already made him promise me. I told him, please, no more breaks from the movies.
Right. There's so much talk about costumes and the sets and the jewelry. You tell me, how big a role do costumes play on a set like this, in a show like this?
I know a lot of people speak about the costume jewelry and just the beauty and the grandeur and the scale, and that is very important. But with Sanjay sir, I think that comes to him as naturally as breathing, because he has such a keen and sensitive eye and he's so artistic. But I think what is special about him and what he creates is the emotional expanse of the canvas that he creates. The fact that each character is so individualistic, their journeys are so uniquely beautiful, and for him every woman is a queen and he treats her like a queen, and they are wholesome layered women, and you feel for them, the men too, guys. But since we're talking about Heera Mandi just now, let me just stick with this. So I think that's what's actually so beautiful and unique, because the beauty is, yes, you enjoy it, but what touches you and what you take home is the feelings and the memories of those feelings and those people who you love so much and you root for when you watch. And I think that's what Sanjay sir does so epically and so beautifully, and that's why he always creates cinematic legacy, and especially with this.
Right, absolutely. Manisha ma'am, what a role. Every time you're on screen, I'm like, that fear is there, the love is there. Well done. Very good. So happy to see you back. And you obviously, ma'am, have a great rapport with him. You worked with him before. What has changed in the Bansali from before Khamoshi to now? Is there any change you see?
Absolutely. I think there's only been growth that I see. Also back then he was poetic and focused, was hardworking and unique in his own way. And even now. And but today he makes much grander, many layers and multiple things in his subject, and grander sets, more prettier, everything's so more beautiful. So I think a lot of growth has happened as a filmmaker for him, and as a human being as well, I think. Yeah.
Right. So Sonakshi, well, what can I say? I wish I could tell them everything that I've seen. I can't spoil the fun for anyone. But tell us about your experience.
Unreal. I'm actually really emotional right now because I binge watched all 8 episodes yesterday with my friends, and I'm right now just so proud to have been in this beautiful world that Sir has created, to have shared the screen with these immensely talented men and women sitting here who are also not here. I mean, it's just unbelievable. what we have managed to achieve, what we are a part of, and I'm truly very, very emotional. It's been one of the best experiences of my life. Getting to work with such fine actors, with such a fine maker like Sanjay sir, his entire team, who really slogged day and night. Their blood, sweat and tears is in Heera Mandi and what you see right now. So big, big shout out to Sanjay sir's team, him and every actor that is just shown on screen.
Right. No, what an amazing, incredible performance by you. Sanjita, I was watching one of your interviews where you speak about this car. Firstly, people have seen the trailer, so no spoilers here. Tell us about your experience and what is the story behind that. You want to share something so that they go and see it?
Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I personally feel that our thoughts are the architects of our destiny, and I dreamt to work with him. So don't stop dreaming. बड़े ख्वाब देखो और ख्वाब सच्चे होते हैं अगर आपके intentions अच्छे हैं. So about this car, I felt that Waheeda was Waheeda because of this car was the foundation of her character. She is what she is because of this car, and she doesn't want to be. The reason is this car, and it's just not about because I've also binge watched all the 8 episodes, and I'm still in awe of the series and in awe of all the actors. My heart is bouncing with excitement right now because I want to again go and watch. But I think every character over here, they had the feminine side to them, but we all were highly alpha male. We all had alpha male qualities, and it clearly showed that the circumstances made us bitter, strong, angry, and वो सब में एक qualities होती है. So मुझे लगता है कि यहाँ पर जो भी देखेंगे उन्हें लगेगा कि हम में एक quality है, and that is the beauty of, I think, Sanjay Leela Bhansali. He creates the characters which resonates with people.
Right. Richa, you're glowing. One of the reasons is the success and the reactions, right? So tell me, you were telling me during the interview that he's very collaborative, and do you want to tell this audience, this is a much younger audience than people like me. Do you want to tell them what was your experience, how collaborative he is? Could you give an example?
Hi guys, hi young audience. I want to say that I really think that if he finds a level of trust with the person he's working with, then he will be like, अच्छा अपना कुछ करके दिखाओ, तुम कैसे करोगे? How do you think she will walk? How will she spray perfume? Those little things. Then he gives you the space to come up with those, and it's very collaborative because I don't know if most of you may not know, but when we had to film that one song, which is in the second episode, and I think he made me hear 3 songs. He's like, what do you think your character will most, they're all there, सब में थोड़ा थोड़ा दर्द है गाने में, but he was like, which one would your character sing? So it doesn't look like lip sync or one, song like that. So in that moment, it really feels like it's a drunken outburst of a really. So yeah, he's that collaborative. He let me pick a song.
Right. Lovely. That's such a cool thing. Taha, I've been told girls love you. So you want to say a big hi to everyone in the room?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Boys also love him.
Boys also love you.
I've been hearing that too.
Right. Share your experience. So I was watching one of your interviews. I watch all interviews, by the way. So I was watching one where you were talking about थोड़ी सी टोपी भी पीछे से किसी की आगे पीछे होगी. He can identify. Is that a lot of pressure for an actor to be absolute?
I think Sanjay sir puts pressure onto himself more than us. Like how Aditi mentioned, he's very minutely involved in everything he does. So I don't think there's pressure. Of course, all of us over here, of course, Manisha ma'am has already started her, his career with her. And, all of us have had dreams to work with him. So in the end of the day, we all just want to make him happy. We want him to be pleased with our performances because what bigger appreciation you can get when Mr. Bhansali says, good. You know, that's it. So I believe that it's not about pressure. It's about all of our passions. You know, all of our dreams. That's why we're here. And there's no pressure. It's love. It's a love for cinema. It's a love for Mr. Bhansali. It's the love of learning and wanting to grow. So no pressure. It's just you're just blessed to be a small part in this opulence. You know, this magnificent piece of art that he's created. So no pressure.
Right. Nice. Ferdinand, you know what I want to ask you is, what's the difference when you go on a set now? If I take you back when you started, what's the big difference that you see on a film set, on a web series set?
I think everyone's much more clued in. You know, you have people who are so much more aware of what they're doing in terms of the kinds of films that are made, and everyone's just a lot more professional. You know, and that's the biggest difference. And I think they know exactly who they're making a film for. You know, their audiences are very, very clear, especially with the way, you know, these new platforms have brought in. You know, their audiences are pretty clear. So you know, I mean, it's great from that point of view. I mean, of course, technology has come in; it's a lot more efficient. Everyone's a lot more professional. So you know, yeah, it's much more organized. I mean, but again, listen, it's the fundamental of it is it's about telling a story, and as an actor, you're one part of that story. And you know, it's the whole process of communication and inviting everyone to be a part of that process has kind of changed. Otherwise, you know, I mean, previously it was very, very centralized. Now it's a little more democratic, and you know, you get a chance to contribute a lot more, and which happens beforehand. And of course, the workshops and rehearsals is also something which is fantastic.
Right, amazing. You know, since this is a style panel and we have style awards in the evening, I'll ask you, I had some jewelry questions. Aditi, how big a jewelry person are you?
Wow. I love jewelry.
Yeah.
I love jewelry too.
Okay, of course, guys, yeah. you, if I take, do you remember like your first jewelry set that you got for yourself? Jewelry item that you got for
For
yourself?
myself or what
Yeah.
was given to me?
Or either ways, yeah. Give it
What
to
was given to me was very special. It was my great-grandmother's, you know, that's called a satlada. Yeah. So I mean, it was a bigger necklace that my grandfather made a small little thing for me and gave it to me when I turned 12. And I had just gone to boarding school, and so that was my little gift, and it's still very, very special. And yeah, it's an old Hyderabadi piece. It's very good.
Lovely. Manisha ma'am, are you a big jewelry person? Do you?
I am. So.
Can I take you back and ask you the same question? Which was the first? Do you remember your first jewelry item?
First jewelry. I've never been actually a jewelry person. I love jewelry, of course. I think every woman or every girl loves it. Also for men. But personally, I don't really wear jewelry. Yeah.
Okay. So actually, you like.
I'm not qualified to answer this question. Not a jewelry person at all. I only wear jewelry when my stylist makes me wear it.
Okay.
That's it.
Wow. Okay. Sarita, do you remember what you owned first? Someone gave you or you bought?
Nobody gave me anything. I buy my own jewelry.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. So,
But honestly, I'm not a jewelry person.
okay.
The only diamond I have in my life is my daughter.
So, of course, the most precious. Big hand to that, guys. Yeah. Richa, how big, out of 10, chalo, how big a jewelry person are you?
I feel like you got like 2 out of 5.
Yeah, Ferdinand included, yeah.
God forbid the sponsors
Guys,
jewelry
you think we
person.
bought enough jewelry for a lifetime in Heera Mandi? That's why I'm just saying. No jewelry.
Yeah, Richa.
I used to joke that if I just, from my mudra sequences, I just jog out of the set and take a rickshaw and leave, I can make an indie film. With all the jewelry that was on me.
Right.
My first piece of jewelry got gifted to me when I turned 18. It was my late grandmother's diamond earrings. and I still have them and I still wear them, and that's about it. I don't think anybody wears a ton of jewelry in their daily lives. और फिर ऐसे शो मिलते हैं तो अरमान पूरे होते हैं.
Since Fardeen answered, you have to answer this as well.
Right. Thanks, Pradeep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I prefer to wear, let's say, I call it accessories, right? So 100%, I love accessories. I think it, right now, women wearing jewelry or men wearing jewelry, the lines have been blurred. We're all, what do you call it? What do you call that? We're all metrosexual, right? And I believe that if jewelry enhances and gives you some kind of confidence, or right now I wear a few things which is meant for luck. So I believe my mom has made me wear something which I would not like to mention, but she's given me a ring, she's given me a little necklace for, like an evil eye, to protect you from what they call nazar. So yeah, I mean, I stick to that, but very basic.
It's working.
I hope so. I hope so.
Right.
I just wish to say, I just binge watched the series myself, and after seeing some of my scenes, all the diamond earrings and the rings and all of that, and I'm actually now considering getting myself some diamond earrings.
Oh.
So that's the effect. This being part of
Like I said, metrosexual.
Right.
All the jewelers can sweep in.
I know, here's a call. My one question to all of you is about your one-on-one experience with Mr. Bansali. Mr. Bansali, if you're watching this interview, I would love to do an interview with you. I have not got a chance yet. But in your one-on-one interaction, what is it like?
Firstly, he communicates purely, mostly on the level of what he's doing, which is his films. And films it's not a job for him, it's his life. I can't imagine him doing anything else besides making movies. And, every once in a while you meet people, who are masters at what they do. And he is one such person. It's not often that you meet true masters. And, you just surrender to them and you learn from them. And you just watch them work. And you try and imbibe some of their energy, and you try and think about all the spirits they've allowed to possess themselves doing their work. And it's amazing to watch him work. It's like he's got this team of 20, 25 ADs, and who are all learning, who are all on their journey. So in some ways, he's also got a school going on set. I mean, besides his actors and all of us who work there. So it's a true experience, and he's very passionate. He knows what he wants. At the same time, as Richa said, if he strikes an equation with you, he'll ask you he'll invite you into his process, and he'll listen to you, and that's how it should be. And I've never had the chance to work with such an engrossed and passionate filmmaker, and I haven't had many conversations with him besides the movies, but besides pets and giving up smoking and mothers, but that's. Besides that, it's just been work.
Gave up smoking?
Who, me? Yes.
Well done.
He wanted to give up smoking, so we had a chat about it.
Okay. Right. Aditi, just a one-on-one with him. What is he like? Do you recall anything while shooting a particular scene or something that stays with you?
This could be a thesis, so I'll try and keep it short. I really love Sanjay sir. And I've sort of had an equation with him even before I worked with him in Padmavat. For some reason, he was fond of me, so I just really enjoyed being around him. He's a legendary filmmaker, but I also love him as a person. I find him very, what he feels, he says. And I think some of the greatest teachers are like that. And I've grown up around a teacher. I've been learning dance since I was 5 years old. So I know I feel that kind of almost, I don't know what to call it, but like a Guru-Shishya way of working. I find that very immersive, very rare. And I find that very true to what it is that he's doing and what he expects from us. And he's hardest on himself. And that childlike quality in him is something that I find very, very beautiful and also very inspiring, that he keeps that going, whatever it is that he's doing.
Vaishnav, you already spoke about him, but tell us, was this time, did you observe something during a scene? Could you tell us an incident or something that you remember that stays with you?
No, I'm just going to say a few things about Sanjay. I got to know him during 1942, A Love Story. And he was writing and he was assisting Vinod. And then he got this script of Khamoshi and directed me. So over the years, what I've noticed about him is that he's like this. Have you seen Cinema Paradiso? Yeah. It's about a little child who grows up fantasizing about and he's. So I think Sanjay has grown up. It is in his genes. It is in his soul to kind of make brilliant film. He aspires to grow and just make more and more better films. And he's born for that. And what I see of him is he lives only in his sets. I think he just goes home to sleep and to make sure his mom is okay and everybody's okay. But his being is in the set, and he's constantly creating, constantly trying to improve himself. He's the most hardworking person I know. And even after backup, he goes home and he writes. He's the first one on the set, and he's constantly at it. So he gets rattled out when other people don't match up to his level of dedication. And probably we all have lives, other lives to do and other things to do. He doesn't. It's his sole focus is what work is. The other thing I noticed about him is the kindest soul, because in our set in Heera Mandi, I have done so many movies, I've not seen that. Okay, of course the younger generation is a lot more evolved and a lot more better and kinder, I feel. But on that set, we had these 30, 40 dogs. And they all were looked after so well. Each one was, and I just found that only a kind soul will be so considerate. Normally, people don't care. And they get irritated if some animal crosses the path or something, but no. In Heera Mandi set, they all were really looked after well.
And we talk at a name.
Yeah.
His name he used to give care of. He used to walk into the frames, and then Sir's eyes used to light up when the
dog used to
there was one dog he named her Janu. So every time Janu would come out like Janu. And you see a different side of him. It's really cute.
And there would be times in the dog where they would be sitting on chairs and they'd be like chair guys.
And also we had people looking after them. So it was so nice to see that aspect as well as a creative, his drive, his hunger, to excel in his art. So yeah, I think I can move on, but this is what I saw.
That's lovely.
But I would like to add the AD team. Whenever things didn't work out well on set, and Mr. Bhansali got upset or frustrated, and the ADs were going to be getting his wrath. They used to send all the dogs out to set, at least 4 or 5 of them, because that would just calm him down immediately, and then it would make him reset 10 minutes, and then of course they'll continue with the days.
If he happens to see this interview, those poor guys are not going to be able to use this trick ever again. But what have you done?
That is a great story, lovely. Whoever would like to be a dog on Bhansali said, raise your hand. Right.
They were the real Heeras.
Yeah, real Heeras, absolutely. They get a fly on the wall, dog on the set, this is. Sakshi, with you also, any incident that you remember that will always stay with you, which is a teaching?
Just watching him, you learn so much. He is absolutely an institution in himself. I think everyone says it, but it might sound cliched, I'm just repeating it, but it's true. And that's the only way to say it. He's got so much knowledge of music, of culture, of dance, of every art form possible. He's a genius. He's an encyclopedia on films, on you name it. He'll tell you right from the 1940s se lekar aaj tak, he's like an encyclopedia. So just having a conversation with him, the way he approaches a scene or a line event or a choreography or anything, he gets so deep into it, and just hearing him talk and just feeling it really teaches you a lot. I feel I've learned a lot just working with him.
Nice. I'll change the question slightly for you, Sangeeta, if you're still with us.
So well prepared for the answer.
Sorry, the question for you is, if a another actor is working with him in his next film, what would you like to tell them? What should they keep in mind? What should they remember before coming on a Bansali set?
Nothing, just come unprepared.
Really?
Just come unprepared because every day is unpredictable. And that creates
Surrender.
just surrender yourself and just be honest to yourself. Because I think that person, the man behind the camera, our sir, is so honest to himself, and that's why that honesty shows on screen. And I actually call him superhuman. Because what he can create, nobody in the world can create. And you can clearly see.
Nice. Yeah, we saw that. Richa, what would be your tip to someone who's going to work with him in the future? This is also scary, unprepared. Please explain this.
थोड़ा prepare कर लेना at least do your lines. Actually, that really worked for me. I had a few conversations with him, and he gave me character briefs, and then we found this album of Meena Kumari's poetry in her own voice. It's called I Write, I Recite. It's from 1980, I think. And then we kind of jammed on it, and it's like, see the tone of the voice, see the rhythm, there's a lyrical quality. And he's like, yeah, when I hear her voice, मुझे मोगरे की खुशबू आती है. Now see, for me that's also a direction.
Right.
This man, who is this auteur genius, is hearing this voice, and the visual that he gets is of a certain scale, which he's matched in the show. But he's also like smelling something, you know what I mean? That is such a unique way to think. So, my only tip, if anyone's working, as if, should you be so lucky, guys? But I'm saying, if you get prep work, if he gives you a brief, stick to it like a Bible. I guess what Sangeeta is trying to say is leave room for magic. Let spontaneous things also happen. Let you can develop something. Like I developed like a weird delusional giggle. Keep a stumbling attitude. Those are the things I did. But I would say just learn your lines and then go and just be a blank page and let it paint on you.
Right. Taha, in case you were prepared, I'm changing the question. This is the last question. So I'm putting you in a spot. What all performances stood out for you?
In the show?
From this entire...
Which performance did stand out is the question.
Okay.
Which performance didn't stand out? First of all, I don't think Sir would ever move on from a shot if he didn't get what he exactly wanted. Right? I mean, we have given takes, 15 takes, 20 takes, and maybe even more sometimes to get the magic of what all these wonderful artists are talking about. I feel that everyone's performance, whether it be the smallest character, some actresses that you will see on, all of these cast members are great, but there are other cast members who are not here. Just for an example, she's my friend. There's a girl called Shruti. Right? She's done such an incredible job. Her eyes portray such incredible emotion. She was playing Sharman's friend, Simon. She was playing Simon in the and that's just one of the characters. What about what's his name? And what about the Ustadji? Ustadji is so incredible, so incredible. I mean, his expression, his adain, right, was unmatched, and I mean your daughter's Shama. So I mean, we can't just say that it's just us. The show is driven by a bunch of talented cast, which right now you might not see them, but when you watch the show, which I hopefully wish that you guys go home and watch it, you guys will come across some really incredible talent, right? That we have been, it's such an honor to be part of, and I've learned so much from watching all these characters, So yes, that's what it is, man. Everybody's just a part of the magic, man.
Yeah, so naive of me to think that I can put you in a spot. I know a lot of you wanted to ask questions. They have to go. The show is just released. I'll just take one question. Yeah, you want to ask? You had a question. You raised your hand. One question.
Okay. So first of all, I watched the trailer only. I'll go home and watch the show. And it was really beautiful to watch you guys. It was exquisite. And being a Kathak dancer who was trained for 5 years, I was tremendously very happy to see you guys do it so gracefully. Like there was this moment where 4 of you guys are like giving expressions on the different beat. the color, the contrast, and the way it was projected was something really, really relatable, and something which stuck out to me because I really look up to our culture and the way we've grown up, right? So I just want to ask you, how is the process? Because I don't think choreographers get a lot of credits for it, and I know what it's like to curate a dance piece or something as simple as a small gesture which would make you stand out and look the most gracious and beautiful woman out there.
Right. Who wants to take that? Yeah.
So I think we all can speak on this little bit. See, Sanjay himself has a phenomenal rhythm and sense of music, and Kruti, Mahesh did a choreography of our song in that, and she's brilliant. And that is the Sakalaban song that you're talking about, right? I know everybody on the set of Sanjay Leela Bhansali works and gives their 100-200%. So everybody is trying to excel, and you can see that in technician, on artists, on every field, because the man drives excellence. And I have this beautiful, talented dancer, and her, and all of us. I think on to you, ma'am.
Yeah.
I wanted to just add that, Sir's, again, his expertise. Of course, Kruti was there, she's choreographing the whole thing, she has a great knowledge of the camera, she's worked with him before. But for the bhavs that we were all standing in one line and expressing, he got Maharaji's student to come in,
Vijay Shri.
And it takes someone with knowledge of like that art form, that's specific, who are the best people in town for that specific art form, and he'll get those. Or even the fact that Sakalban is such an old tune, but he added the pakhavar, so it gives it that like one feeling of just joining the dance, and that's eventually how the song also ends.
Yeah.
With all the women coming together.
Right, guys, we can go on and on, but what we want is we want you to go home and watch Heera Mandi, isn't it? So
100%.
Please watch.
So a big hand, guys, to these lovely actors who made Heera Mandi. Thank you so much to all of you, and thank you all of you for coming.
I would request everybody to stay back on stage. Firstly, we have some special handlers which I would request these to kindly come forward. And now I would request Rohit to kindly hand over the special hampers from Post Sonata. This is clearly going to be a session of perennial classic that we are all going to remember. The grandeur, the opulence is reflected on stage.
ये पांचाल कौन देने वाला है कागज को दे देंगे
And with that, we also have these specially designed style owner trophies that I may request Rohit to again hand over to all of our speakers. Please give a thunderous applause to the beautiful star cast of Heera Mandi